So we're happy that you're here. We have Carlos Casanova, did I say that correctly? And he is a doctoral student and graduate research assistant at the School of Education here at Iowa State University. So he's going to do an activity with us. I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself. And I think at the end he's also going to share a little bit about history.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Carlos?
You guys for being here. I'm excited to see all the bright, smiling faces that look like me, right? They share the same characteristics and experiences, so that's good. So what we're going to do, I'm going to try not to bore you for like 5 or 10 minutes. But we're going to go over some of the, it's a framework, right? It's a way of looking at things. It's the way of looking at research. It's the way, since I do research on Latino students, Latino high school students related to college access. So the experience from high school to college, like what does that look like for Latino students? So this is a framework that I use because I want to identify all the assets and capital and the tools and skills that you guys all possess that comes from your community. So this lady named Terioso, she's a Chicana from out UCLA out in California, she looks at all the assets and tools and capital that take place within Latino communities. And her purpose is to kind of challenge that whole deficit model. Who knows what a deficit model? Who knows what deficit means? You can raise your hand if you do. Who's heard the word deficit? So what deficit means is just a brief little, just a brief kind of description of what deficit means. Related to Latino communities, deficit is all the negative things that go on in your communities, in your schools. All this negative talk and negative perceptions and thoughts that take place in Latino communities. And this lady named Terioso, what she said, you're crazy. Like all that negative deficit talk, there's a whole bunch of positive things that are going on in these communities. So what she did, she created community culture and wealth theory. And what this talks about, she identified 6 assets. She calls them culture capital. You can call them assets, you can call them skills, abilities, tools, whatever you want to name it. So she has 6 of them that she says that she identifies as being capital or tools that allows Latino students to be successful all the way from elementary, middle school, high school, and into college. And she says once you get into college, you use these tools and skills that you gain from your neighborhood, your family, your support system, community organizations, churches, friends, family, peers within your community that allows you to be successful in college. So she lists 6 of them. We'll give you an example of each one of them. And then what we're going to do is, one of them is called storytelling, right? Sharing stories. And with Latino history and culture, we tell stories. That's how a lot of our history is carried over. So what I'm going to do after I go over these 6 assets of capital, we're going to partner up, and you're going to tell a story to your partner about an obstacle, a challenge, something that you've had to come over or deal with within the last year, 6 months, 2 years. And the individual that's listening to you, he or she's going to identify some of the tools and assets and capital that you possess and that you use in order to get over that issue. You guys got me? Good? Yeah. Okay. Aspirational capital, right? Hopes and dreams that you have from your family, peers, and your community. And this is, how many are bilingual? Who can talk? Okay, good. This is very important. She says, you need to embrace, I'm not bilingual. Like, growing up, my family was, so I'm not bilingual. I know a little bit of Spanish. But she says this is very important. You need to be able to speak Spanish in school and outside of school. But also with the linguistic capital, she talks about storytelling, right? She says all the history and all the stories you hear from your grandparents, tios, cousins, like, we're able to kind of take that in and use that more in classrooms when we're interacting with staff, faculty members, teachers, counselors. We're able to listen to stories, understand what they're saying, and continue to move on and maybe share other stories that we possess, that we carry on through our community. So storytelling is very important. Keep that in mind because we're going to, like I said, we're going to share some stories here in a little bit. And familia capital. Who has a big family? Who enjoys and loves their family? Right? Everybody's hand should be up. The other one is social capital. So social capital, she explains that it's kind of that extended network. And navigational capital, right? So you're able to navigate different worlds, right? You understand it. And also navigational capital is, so I think this is important in college. Like, you have to understand how to create those relationships with faculty members and counselors and staff, right? You have to, you have to learn how to, I have to go to an office, I have to make an appointment, I got to come to this building, I have to come prepared. Like, that's navigating the system, right? There's steps that go along in navigating something. In these bad times, she says we're resilient, right? We're broken. We don't have no electricity, we don't have no food in the refrigerator, we don't have no money in our pocket. We're still able to be successful. We're still able to fight through those challenges, overcome those obstacles. Like the story you're about to share. You're able to deal with that issue or that challenge and come out and be successful. And she ties all this back to education, but you can deal with stuff outside of education, right? So there's 6 capitals or assets, right, that we possess, that Yoso identifies within our community that allows us to be successful in the education system. So now what I want you guys to do, does anybody have any questions about these? I know I want to do it real fast because I want to talk to you guys more than talk about some theoretical framework. So, since we don't have any questions, what I want you guys to do is stand up. We're going to come over here and get in a circle. Yeah, I know, we're going to stand up and come get in a circle.
I think we have 18.
18?
Yeah.
So get in a circle.
It's not a circle.
Thank you.
17, sorry.
And you have to get close. You have to get a little closer. I'm gonna move this table. You got to squeeze in. You got to squeeze in because you're going to reach over and grab somebody's hand as possible. So get closer. Okay, now reach across and grab somebody. No, across from you. Not your friend. Somebody directly in front of you.
No.
Just one hand. Just one hand. One hand. Has everybody got a hand? No? Who does it? You have one hand at least? You ain't got no hand? Here, I'll grab your hand. Okay. So the person's hand that you're holding, you two are going to be partners, and you're the one you're going to share the story with. So what I need you to do is go find a seat somewhere. I'm going to give you a pencil and a paper, and you guys are going to talk. So have a seat.
Wait, do we need pretzel? Almost go there.
So what you're going to do with this piece of paper is you're going to write the person. So what's your name? You're going to write what's your name? Amy, you're going to write Amy's name on your paper? You're going to write your partner's name on the piece of your piece of paper. In the circle, right in the middle, I'm sorry, right in the center of it. And put a circle around the name. Right here.
In the middle of the piece of paper, on your paper.
So right here. So put your name in the center, your partner's name, and draw a circle in it.
Everybody got that paper?
Yeah, right in the center of it. No, just you're going to write his name. You're going to write Eddie.
Her name is not wrong.
And then put us, there you go.
In the middle.